Don't try to play me for a fool. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. No, not again. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with the new video. Y'all, I am so excited to be back for this video. As y'all can see, I'm so hyped. I just feel so good to represent R&B soul the right way. You know what I'm saying? I love just talking about R&B soul. I can talk about it all day long. But as y'all can hear, I came in with the queen of hip-hop soul, Miss Mary J. Blige, with Telling the Truth. Now, I came in with Mary J. Blige telling the truth because it's time to tell some truth here. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened last night wasn't cool. And last night was the 90th year of the Academy Awards, the Oscar 90, however, whatever. And my fave didn't come out winning anything. Now, when the nominations came out, Mary was nominated for two. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and she was nominated for Best Original Song for her role in Mudbound. So Mary already made history because she was the first nominee to ever do that, to have two nominations for the same movie. So it was like, yes, you know me, y'all know I love Mary J. Blige. So for her to, have history in music and then come to the Academy Awards and have history there, I was like, yo, it can't get no better than this, right? So, the whole award season, Allison Janney, she's been winning. She's been cleaning up for Best Supporting Actress at the Spirit Awards and the Golden Globes and all this. She's been cleaning up. So in my mind, I really felt that she was going to win for Best Supporting. I was happy that Mary was nominated, but I kind of felt that Allison was going to win. But I said when it came to Best Song, I was like, yo, Mary's going to have this hands down. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, after the beautiful performance that Mary did on the Oscars last night, I thought it was amazing. Mary killed it with the 2 minutes and like 30 seconds she had. Mary took it to church. And that crowd, a lot of them didn't stand up. I don't understand why. But like Charlamagne said on his Twitter, he was like, listen, if she was at the BET Awards, everybody would have been getting up. But it's your audience. But whatever, it was still a beautiful performance. I was like, Mary got Best Song in the bag. So when it came and they did for Best Song, and Mary did not win. And I really got in my feelings. And yes, am I going to be biased when it comes to Mary? A little bit, because she's my favorite. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is the third time that the Oscars has screwed over Mary. And just like the Queen's Court, well, it's no longer the Queen's Court, but like they used to say, we coming with facts. We feeling with facts today. And the reason why they snubbed her 3 times was, number one, when it came to, she did Color for Precious, she didn't get nominated for Best Song, which I didn't understand why, and it threw me off because it was like, if you're going to have Precious nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Editor, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Actress, if you're going to say the picture is great, then why isn't the song in the movie nominated for Best Original Song? I didn't understand that. Like, it just threw me off. And I was just like, that just wasn't fair. So, as a Mary fan, I was going off about that, but I said, fine, whatever. Mary, if she ever does another soundtrack again, I think she will get her respect. You know what I'm saying? So then it comes to 2012 with The Help. So she does Living Proof. Amazing song. Everybody loves it. It's like it made the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about The Help, you think about Living Proof by Mary J. Blige. You felt it. It made the movie. They didn't nominate her. For 2012, they only had 2 songs for Best Song, which I thought was out of control. And then the Oscars was very shady because when Octavia Spencer won for The Help, they played Living Proof. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? But you didn't nominate it for Best Song. So I was like, okay. I was kind of through with the Oscars. Well, I've been kind of through with the Oscars. I ain't a big movie fan anyway. I just watch it for the people that, I want to win. You know what I'm saying? But, so when she came with Mudbound and she did Mighty River, I was like, and they nominated it for Best Song. I was like, oh my God, okay. Well, Mary might finally get it. You know what I'm saying? For her, you know, everybody is loving her in this movie. Everybody liking the song and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, yo, Mary is going to get it. She got it in the bag. And then she didn't win. And I'm like, Mary deserved this. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it was her night. It was really her night. That girl walked into the Academy Awards making history. And you would have thought that song, after that beautiful performance that she did, and, you know, Mary, at the end of the day, played the game, went to all the awards, did everything she was supposed to do, and that song should have got it. So this is the third time the Oscars screwed her over with her getting her award for Best Song. And it really kind of hurt my feelings, because as a fan, I'm like, Mary should have gotten that. Everybody on Twitter, on social media was like, that award should have went to Mary. Period. And the Oscars played my girl. And that pissed me off. So that's why, y'all, I had to come in with telling the truth. Because, Oscars, it's time for y'all to tell some truths. Because that was not right last night. But like I said, after I woke up this morning, I said, you know what, Mary? She made history. So anytime you think about the Oscars and you think about Oscar 90, Mary's historic thing will be there. She will always be there. So at the end of the day, she did win, but I would have loved to see her win for Best Song. So that's why I came in with telling the truth, and I had to, you know, represent for Mary, because y'all know I love Mary. But yo, this is another Current R&B Bangers video. Y'all know what Current R&B Bangers is all about. If this is your first time looking at the video, I know y'all watched my incredible rant that I just did. But Current R&B Bangers is a weekly thing that I do just to show mainstream world of R&B and soul is still alive and well. Mainstream radio try to feed the masses and give the masses the idea that R&B soul is dead. So when there's somebody that new that comes along and they do a real soulful song and, you know, the labels really push the record, they're like, oh my God, this is the savior. Well, listen, we got so many people doing R&B music, and that's just a fraud. You know what I'm saying? And I love this genre too much for it to see it get, like, disrespected in mainstream world. You know what I'm saying? And the same five and artists that get shine, these are the people that's representing R&B, and you got a lot of people out there. You know what I'm saying? And also, this gives a platform for people that don't have a platform. You know what I'm saying? They put their music out there, and hopefully that somebody will catch it and listen to it and give them the platform to have their music displayed. So this is what Current R&B Bangers is about. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 for y'all this week. Hopefully after y'all hear the clips of them and I talk about them a little bit, that y'all really go out and support it for real. Y'all, R&B is out here. Please do not let mainstream fool y'all when they say that R&B is dead, because it's not. And it don't need to be revived and all this kind of mess, because it's alive and well. It's just the fact that mainstream, it's not a moneymaker for mainstream. Right now the focus is on hip-hop. That's the most money when it comes to genre. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is just like, oh, okay, well, you know, R&B is not doing too well, so the labels is like, okay, whatever, we're gonna focus on hip-hop, and that's what they're doing. So for here, Current R&B Bangers, we got 4 for y'all this week, so let's get this started. Starting with the boy Chris Brown. Now, y'all know Chris Brown is one of the artists that get the respect on mainstream radio when it comes to R&B. He is played. And y'all know, like I said in the beginning, how y'all know I like talking about people that don't get shine. But at the end of the day, good music is good music. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely had to show love to Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown released his 100 track album, Heartbeat, on the full moon. Not saying that it's 100, but it's a lot of damn songs. But and what bugs me out about Chris is, even though he released this album, he still was releasing songs on his SoundCloud. I'm like, okay, Chris, we got 45 songs to listen to, and you still bringing out more? Can we listen to these and get comfortable with these? And then maybe next year you can give us the tracks that didn't make the album or something like that. I don't know how with all these damn songs, but anyway, because not anyway, because I talked about 2 of these songs that were bonuses. It was Him or Me or All Last Night was supposed to be on Heartbreak on the Full Moon, and they didn't make it. So he put it on his SoundCloud. And them joints is hot, But it's like, goddamn, really? Can we love this 45 track album first? You know what I'm saying? Can we let it live? But I had to come in with this joint. Tempo, it knocks. He just came out with the video for it maybe 2-3 days ago. And all I gotta say, you can say what you want about Chris Brown. You can talk about him. You can bring up his past over and over and over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, the boy is very talented. He's talented. And the video that he did for Tempo is dope. I'm gonna put it in the more info box. But if you've been under a rock and you haven't heard Tempo, the joint is fire. And this is the first joint of current R&B banger. So it goes a little something like this. Ah! Woo! The tempo. Ah! That joint. Boom! I like how that joint comes in. You know what I'm saying? It got that little nice vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. You know what I mean? It has a nice little vibe to it. And, you know, it's a banger. And like I said, when it comes to Chris Brown, he's one of the artists that gets that love and gets that respect. But good music is good music. You know what I'm saying? So I had to talk about it. And it's a dope record. And like I said, I'm going to put the video and put it in the more info box so y'all can check it out. But if y'all got 3 or 4 days to just listen and y'all not doing anything, go listen to Chris Brown album for real, because you have the time, because I mean for real. Heartbreak on a Full Moon, that joint, and he really means full, because you getting a lot of music for real. So the first joint of current R&B bangers is Tempo by Chris Brown. Now the next artist I found while I was searching SoundCloud. Now listen to me, y'all. Like, SoundCloud is the spot. If you want to hear new music, you want to find different artists, and I love listening to it because I find so many different artists to talk about, and I can talk about them on current R&B bangers, so I think that's great. But this new artist that I found, his name is Austin Crute. Maybe Crute? Austin Crute. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Y'all know I suck when it comes to names, but I think it's Austin Crute. And when I found his song, Signs, I liked it. But y'all know me. I feel like when I'm listening to a song, I need to know that the talent is there. You can give me a great song. You know what I'm saying? You can give me a great song, but I want to know if the talent is there. So on current R&B bangers, when y'all come and y'all check out these artists, and y'all be like, well, he's trying to say real R&B. Does these people really have talent? And I don't want y'all to go back and be like, well, wait a minute. This person he talked about sounds horrible. They sound like Rihanna singing Hero. We don't need them kind of problems. So what I did is I went back and I did a little research on Austin, and I found a performance that he did in 2013, and it was Hold Me in Your Heart from Kinky Boots. My mom let me watch that movie maybe about 3-4 months ago, because I never saw it before. So when this song was done and I heard it, I was like, oh, I remember this song. I remember this song from the movie. And all I gotta say is Austin killed it. I was like, okay, this boy does have talent. And I'm gonna put that in the more info box too, for real. But when he hit that last note at the end, I was at my desk just clapping like, you better sing, Austin. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, the boy has talent. So now I could go back and we could talk about this, and I can put this on current R&B bangers. So the joint is called Signs, and it deserved to shine. It definitely has that mainstream appeal, but it just has a soul to it that I really like, and I think he deserves to shine for it. So here is Signs, and it goes a little something like this. Woo! Feel my face, gets dry. Come on, come on. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That joint has got a nice little beat to it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't judge me. I'm just literally learning the words. But I think it's a dope record, and it still has that mainstream appeal. It can play on pop radio, but it still has that bounce to it, and that's what I really like about it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a dope record. I'm gonna put all of Austin's social media and the more info box, Signs is on all your streaming platforms now. And just check out the joint. It got a nice little groove to it. It got a little bang. Like you can be riding in your car and just turn it up and just ride to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still get your boogie on, but it still has that mainstream type of vibe to it. So that is Austin Crute with Signs. Now, the next artist I also discovered on SoundCloud, but this time I was listening to a SoundCloud station. That's what I like about SoundCloud. Like when you find an artist, you can click it and, you listen to a station and they give you like new artists. I just love that. You know what I'm saying? So, I was actually, the way I found this record was, I know y'all probably like you and drinks, but it's the truth. I was sitting there and I was sitting on the bed and I just had the SoundCloud radio jam and I was like, you know what? I felt like me some Crown and Coke, right? So the song came on and it kind of caught me off guard because the song before it was a ballad. So, I'm kind of like slow dancing to the fridge. I'm like, okay. And then this beat comes on and it kind of threw me off and I'm like, oh, okay, what's this about? And then when the joint came on, I started going to the beat, fixing my drink, going to the beat. So I'm like, oh man, this joint crazy. So when the chorus hits, I was like, this kind of hit home. And it can be a real anthem for real. So I had to run and I was like, well, who the heck is this? And his name is Eric Martin. And he's from North Carolina. And I think he's in Boston right now, if I'm not mistaken. But, the beat is crazy. It's different. It's a different vibe than anything that I've heard on mainstream radio. And that's what I like. It's different. But it still has that current vibe to it. It has a different sound. But then you can dance to it. And I really think, Eric deserves shine on this one. So this joint is called Better Things. And it goes a little something like this. Here we go. On to better thing, 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 on to better thing. Woo! Yo, it got a different vibe to it. Like the beat is crazy, and that's an anthem right there. Like that is an anthem. You know what I'm saying? And the vibe is different. Like I'm not hearing this on mainstream radio, and everybody's sound is the same, and this joint that Eric has a completely different sound, and it catches you, and you know what I'm saying, and the chorus is very catchy, but it's real, you know what I'm saying, and I think this song deserves so much shine. And Eric, if you ever see this video for real, I hope you make a video of it. You know what I'm saying, the songs, the videos that you have on your iTunes, like you dancing in it, doing some dope choreography. I think, this song can be out of here because it's dope and it's definitely relatable. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm be jamming to it for a minute because I'm on to better things, on to better things, on to better things. Like it's an anthem. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely letting people know, like, you think you know me, but you really don't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dealing with the negativity. I'm on to better things. I'm leaving all that negativity behind. Like, I mean, how relevant can that be? That's like really relevant. So I feel like this song will really hit. And this joint is crazy. And like I said, I'm going to be jamming to it for a minute. And I love the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, after I heard it, I literally went to my SoundCloud and was like, save this joint. Because then after I went back to it and I was playing it, and then now my drink was being made. So I was able to just jam to it with my drink in my hand. Because it's an anthem and this joint is dope. So Better Things is on all streaming websites. Again, his name is Eric Martin. And the only thing that I do have on him is his IG page. So I'm gonna put that in the more info box so y'all can check him out. But Better Things, the joint is a banger. And now we kind of coming into the spring and all that. This can be a banger. So y'all please check this joint out. So Better Things by Eric Martin. Now the last joint is by I hate that I suck when it comes to names. And I want to say his name right is Fedarro. Fedarro. That's his name. Fedarro. And I found him because I was just searching on SoundCloud. Because SoundCloud is like my best friend now. Like, for real. Like, SoundCloud is like my best friend when it comes to finding new music and new artists. And I came across the song, and it definitely had a current vibe to it. But it had a soul that caught me. One thing about me, you can have a current vibe to it, and you know what I'm saying? We can jam, we can party, but it got to have some soul to it for me to connect to it. And this song really did. And the song is called Fienin. Now, this song has some auto-tune to it. It has some auto-tune to it, and I know on current R&B bangers I say a lot. I'm not here for the auto-tune, but I had to realize this is what the new generation likes, and fine. But, again, you have to show me that there's some talent there. I need to know there's some talent there. So, what I did, I do my research, and I went to his YouTube page. And I was like, let me see what's up with this dude. So, I'm looking at, like, just the thumbnails, and I'm like, yo, this dude, like... Yo, his artistry is crazy just looking at the thumbnails, because I'm like, yo, you can tell he doing his own thing, producing his own stuff and all this. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I was like, all right, let me click on a cover. I want to see how he does a cover, because that kind of lets me know where the talent is. You can sing, but if you make it your own, cool. So I clicked on his Cool It Now, the new edition joint. I was like, okay, I like it. I was like, okay. He did his own little thing, put his own little spin on it. So then on the right, y'all know how on YouTube it kind of, you know, you can click on any one of the videos or whatever. So I saw that he had a song called Homage that he dedicated to his mom. So when I went to that song and I heard it and he's like recording the joint, I was like, oh yeah, this brother can sing. Okay, all right, he got me with that one. So then, right after then, I saw that he did Seems Like You're Ready, R. Kelly. I said, oh yeah. By then, I was like, okay, you got me. You can sing, brother. There's no more needed. You know what I'm saying? Just the auto-tune kind of, I guess, helped the record, but it's no problem to me, because now I know you can really sing. So, like I said, the joint is called Fienin. Like I said, it has that knock to it. It's a slow banger. Definitely made for your playlist when you need it, okay? When it's time to get down with the get down, this song can get on it. But again, it has a current vibe, but it also has that soul to it. So here is Fienin by Fedarro. And here we go. Baby, you got me fading. Do 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 do. You got me fading. Do 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 do. Like, it got a nice vibe to it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just something about that it seemed like it got some soul to it that just captures you, and that's why I liked it. I was like, yo, this joint is flavor. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is a joint for your playlist for sure. And let me tell you something about for I suck when it comes to names, y'all. Forgive me, but Fedarro, when it comes to his songs, like he got a lot of songs that's for the bedroom. I'm telling you right now, because the video I just saw of his is called Sex Passion. I was like, whoa. And I was like, it's about that life. That's all I gotta say. But yo, I'm gonna put all his info in the more info box. He got a website of Fedarro Sings. And you know, I'm putting SoundCloud, his IG, all that. Yo, check him out. I like his artistry. The dude could definitely sing. You can tell he definitely do his own thing, and he's dope. You know what I'm saying? So that is Fedarro with Fienin. Well, those are your 4 bangers for the week. Yo, them joints rock too. You got Chris Brown with Tempo. You got Austin Crute with Signs. You got Eric Martin with with Better Things, and you have Fedarro with Fienin. And hopefully the clips that y'all heard, y'all really enjoy them. You know, go out, really support R&B, y'all. A lot of these people deserve shine. A lot of these songs are dope. They can really be played on mainstream radio. It's current. It has a nice vibe to it. They deserve shine. We don't need the same 5 artists getting the same shine all the time. We need some new artists to, you know, definitely be broken on mainstream radio like they used to back in the 90s. I know people get sick of being like, oh my God, we got to talk about the 90s all the time. Why we got to talk about the 90s? But a lot of artists was broken on mainstream radio in the 90s, and there was different sounds, so everybody didn't sound the same. And all these songs, none of them sound the same, and they still have a current vibe to them and can be played on mainstream radio. And really, that's what current R&B bangers is about. So hopefully, y'all go out, support all these songs, and yeah. But I gotta get out of here on another rant, y'all. I gotta do this. I have to do this because, you know, this is a big problem when it comes to our music today. And it is the stan culture. And, you know, it really bothers me because that's what's really causing a shift in our music and why a lot of artists is not evolving. Because when we have our favorite artists, it's like everything they do is great. You know what I'm saying? And I got this because my brother Sim was online, and yesterday I was at, one of my good friends, he was having a kid. He was at a baby shower, so I'm leaving, and my bro sent me some stuff about these Beyonce fans saying that the Lemonade album was better than Thriller. And they are trying to pull out so much facts on why it was better and all this kind of stuff. And it just bothers me with this stan culture. Now, as much as y'all know, I love Mary J. Blige. I love her. She's my favorite artist. But I am a music fan first. If it's something I don't like, I'm going to say it. I have every right. As a fan, I'm buying music. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Like, for example, I do not like Family Affair. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. But it's one of Mary's biggest songs. It's her solo song that went to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's a big record for her. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to say if I'm in front of Mary and she sees this video and she said, what, you don't like Family Affair? No, I didn't. It didn't hit to me like that. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh my God, Mary, I think everything you do is right. You're not supposed to. It's like these stans are really hurting music, and it's really hurting mainstream radio, in my opinion. It's really hard for, a lot of these artists that I talk about on current R&B bangers to get any love, because it's like, it seems like mainstream radio is so focused on what's going on with social media, and they feel like, okay, if Beyonce is the person that we're going to talk about, this is the person we got to play on radio every 5 to 10 minutes. If Rihanna has a new song, this is the only person that's going to get through, because this is what social media is talking about. And that's not right. It's not right at all. You know what I'm saying? And then they're crazy on social media. It's like you can't say anything bad about their artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm keeping real. This is my platform, and if you don't like it, I could care less. But Beyonce and Jay and Khaled just came out with a record. It didn't do nothing for me. I was like, to me, it felt like Jay-Z and Beyonce is trying to stay current with the time. And I feel like they are the ones that could really help kind of change the climate of the way music is going now. But it seems like everything they do, they're trying to remain current with it. And I'm like, as much fans as you got, they're going to follow you regardless. So everybody's like, oh, this song is everything. It's the best thing. You got Jay-Z fans saying this verse is one of the best he's ever spit. You got Beyonce fans, oh my God, she out-rapped everybody. And da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, really, y'all? Like, really, this song is really that dope, because it could have been anybody else did the same thing Beyonce or Jay-Z would have done, and all y'all would have said it would have been whack. And that's the problem that I feel like is when it comes to stands. We need to stop when people start having an opinion about an artist that's your fave, and you sitting up there like, oh no, you jealous. No, at the end of the day, I like what Missy said. I stand from nobody but God. At the end of the day, I am a music fan first. And I feel like this is what mainstream should understand. Be a music fan first. Stop trying to really, cater to social media, because that's our problem. And when we listen to the radio, it's like everything's the same. There's no identity because of this stand mess. And it's not right. And I felt like I had to address that, because I'm just like, this stan culture is really, really ruining music so bad. Because when you think back in the 90s, yes, you had stans, but everybody had their own sound. You had Whitney that had her fans. You had Mariah that had her fans. You had Janet that had her fans. Tony had her fans. Mary had her fans. Brandy had her fans. And all of them were winning. But each of them had different sounds. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was really going off like that, like how they are now with this social media. It's like nobody can get in. Nobody can get in because these stands are not letting anybody else get in. And then mainstream is following suit. That's not right, and it's not fair. And I feel like it's not right. And it has to be a change. And I think that with Beyonce and Jay-Z having such power in this industry, and they see how this is going, because they both came through when music was music, and for them to kind of really fall in with everybody else rather than kind of change the climate and bring it to when it can be a good balance, they don't. And that's sad to me. And I felt like I had to address it because it just bothered me. But a change has to happen. But one thing, like I always say, even in my flashback videos, there's always a time with change. And somebody comes through and there's a change. And everything gets shifted. So hopefully a change will come where everybody can get shine that deserves it. And the stan culture can be gone, because it's really ridiculous. And there's people be really going off about these artists, and it's like a lot of times some of these artists don't even know who you are. That's how sad the stan culture is getting. But I could go on about stan culture all day, but I just wanted to say something because I feel like I had to address this, and this was on my heart. But like I said, a change gonna have to come. So with all that being said, I get out of here with Sam Cooke. A change is gonna come, and we can sing it like this.
It's been a long time coming, but I know
change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I'm out, y'all. Peace.